everyone, Mitch coming in for the Commander Core Studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got an exciting one for you. I'm going to be talking about these new decks that are absolutely taking over Commander. Check out that card list link in the description below for any of the cards on this episode. And of course, let's jump into them. First up, the number one commander right now, the hottest thing since sliced bread. That's Witherbloom, the Balancer, a 5/5 Elder Dragon for 8 mana in total and a Golgari, but you're never going to pay that. And if you are, you're paying too much. It's got affinity for creatures, flying death touch, instant source spells you cast have affinity for creatures. Absolutely insane card. Basically one that says, hey, you know what we're going to be doing? Getting a lot of creatures out, and then, getting more creatures out through instants and sorceries, essentially. We're going to be reducing the cost of things again and again and again, further and further and further. Things cost absolutely nothing, doubling up my army here, there, and everywhere. It is an insanely powerful effect. Affinity is one of the most broken things, and this says, hey, you know what? Your commander has that, and your commander basically always is going to cost you 2 mana to get out again and again and again. One card to highlight that is really, really, really good with this commander, Pest Infestation. A source for XX and a green. Destroy 2 X target artifacts and or enchantment. Create twice X. 1/1 black and green pest creature tokens. When they die, you gain a life. This is one that essentially goes, hey, we're going to be, destroying every single thing on the board that our opponents hold dear to their hearts. All their artifacts and enchantments are gone, and we are getting twice as many pests. So basically, we're going to be reducing the cost of this spell down to nothing, getting rid of all of our opponent's things, and making an insane amount of creatures, which then reduce our further spells even further. Yeah, there's a reason why Witherbloom is taking over right now. It is so, so, so good. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. Killian, Decisive Mentor, is so good, and so good at making decisions, apparently. I'm very decisive. Anyways, a 2/3 Human Warlock for 3 mana Orzhov, the number 2 commander right now. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, tap up to 1 target creature and goad it. By the way, hey, whenever one of our creatures that are enchanted by an aura you control attack, draw a card. This is a crazy good commander that says auras are good no matter what is happening with this, okay? When I've got my auras coming into play, I basically force my opponent's creatures to do my bidding, okay? I tap them down, all right? You know what? You can't block me, that's nice, but also you are goaded. You're going to be attacking next combat, and you're going to be attacking, well, not me, unless it's a one-on-one scenario, which still can actually play in your favor, even if it is a one-on-one scenario. So also you are going, you know what we're going to be doing? Also just drawing some cards too. Again, as long as I've got some enchanted creatures out there, like, you know, a Core Spirit Dancer, which is an insanely powerful card, you're going to be getting a lot of value. A 0/2 Core Wizard for 2 mana in white, +2/+2 for each aura attached to it. Whenever you cast an aura, you draw a card. Yeah, this is a lot of card advantage. Again, very low to the ground Enchantress type card that also can be a massive threat. The biggest threat on the board, essentially, too. And again, when you're playing all those auras, you're tapping creatures down, you're goading them. Yeah, Killian is a really, really exciting commander for a reason. Again, it gives you a reason to play auras again, which can be incredibly cheap, low to the ground, and amazing cards. But again, until lately, they haven't been unlocked by certain commanders like this one, and now they really are getting a full unlock with this commander. Silverquill, the Disputant, is such a solid and such a fun commander. Number 3 right now. 4/4 Elder Dragon, Flying and Vigilance for 4 mana. Orzhov, each instant source spell you cast has casualty 1, meaning that when you're casting it, you can sacrifice a creature, a teeny tiny creature power 1 or greater. If you do, you copy it. Yeah, that is crazy good. Again, literally just saying, like, okay, any little tiny creature here or there or anywhere, any tiny, like, little, like, token creature, I'm like, oh yeah, sacrifice that, double up on some of the biggest spells in the game. Absolutely incredible game-ending effects. And, of course, Monastery Mentor and cards like it are so, so good with this. A 2/2 Human Monk for 3 mana has prowess. You cast down creature spells, it gets pumped. Oh, by the way, if you cast a non-creature spell, you get a 1/1 monk with prowess. So all of a sudden, again, when you're casting your spells, you are getting creature fodder for you to sacrifice. Yeah, this can build up a lot throughout the game. You can go, okay, you know what, keep building more and more of an army. Great, utilize that army, but also utilize them to double up on your spells. Such a solid commander, such a fun commander, and one that turns some of the biggest spells in the game into duplicates. Such a godly effect. Such an incredible effect. Such an effect that, well, you need to build around it right now. Dina Essence Brewer has a lot of players brewing around it. Number 4 right now, a 2/3 Dryad Druid for 3 mana in Golgari. Whenever you sacrifice a creature, draw a card. Triggers only once each turn. By the way, hey, if you pay 2, you tap, sacrifice another creature. You gain X life, put X counters on target creature controller, X the sacrifice creature's power. This is one that, yes, does have a cap to its effect. Again, ability triggers only once each turn. Okay, but still, with each trip on the table, that is 4 opportunities to draw a card off of a sacrifice. And drawing 4 cards with each trip on the table is an insane amount of value. It's kind of like a brand new hand almost every single turn. Also, again, the sacrifice effect is really cool. Being able to sacrifice, gain a ton of life, get a lot of power distributed wherever you need to is great. That being said, yeah, cards like a Theomancer are crazy good with this command, or a 2/2 Human Shaman for 3 mana. Beginning of each upkeep, if you control no snakes, you make a 1/1 snake with Death Touch. Here's the thing. Yeah, those snakes have Death Touch. That's amazing. Again, that is a great attack deterrent, which is great for you. Or also, you can attack with them as well. But that being said, again, if you have no snakes, you get a snake. So what you do is you get a free sacrifice outlet, Viserys style, whatever kind you want. Sacrifice a snake. Cool, you draw a card. Next turn, sacrifice a snake, draw a card. Yeah, you see where this is going. This is basically your draw engine in combination with your commander. A great aristocrat style effect, a great aristocrat style brew. And again, the power matters kind of, life gain strategy in there too. You can do some really fun things with that. Such a fun commander and such a unique one, and one that gives you so many cards, all the cards in the world. Blex Loafing Pest is number 5 right now. A 3/4 Pest for 3-mana Ingolgari. Whenever you're gaining life, you get a counter on each pest, bat, insect, snake, and spider you control. Basically, all those pesky little creatures, yeah, you are getting counters on all of them. It's also kind of funny that they throw a squirrel in there for some reason, right? Like, look like back left of the tail. The squirrels aren't part of this, okay? Anyways, squirrel's jealous, I guess, of all the counters. That being said, what you are doing is you are getting so much insane value. You are growing your team. Again, every single time you gain life, you have this low to the ground commander, you are growing your entire team. And there are so many different ways to gain life, so many different ways to keep getting trigger after trigger after trigger after trigger. And also just ways to say, hey, you know what we're going to be doing? Working within this structure and getting an insane amount of creatures. An iridescent hornbeetle, just 19 cents for this gem. 3/4 insect for 5 mana in green. Beginning of your end step, you make a 1/1 insect for each, counter you get on creatures under control this turn. Yeah, that's an insane amount of insects. That's an absolutely crazy amount of insects. Again, you just literally just go, okay, I'm building up my army. Oh, I get counters on them by gaining life, maybe with things like Essence Warden, etc., etc., etc. Oh, by the way, now I get another army with this. You just keep growing, growing, growing. Again, this kind of like pesky creature tribal is such a fun build, and you can go so big with it. And keep in mind, your commander's growing with it too. Such a fun build. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. Prismari, the inspiration, is at number 6 right now in the popularity rankings. A 7/7 Elder Dragon flying in ward, pay 5 life. Ouch! For 7 mana, and is it instant and sorcery spells you cast have storm? Let me say that one more time. Instant and sorcery spells you cast have storm. Such a good effect, such an insane effect. Again, the storm scale is named the storm scale for a reason. It is a broken type of thing. It's pretty crazy. So here's the thing, again, whenever you're casting in sorcery spells, while you're copying them for every single spell, cast them before this turn. And believe me, again, yeah, you can spell sling with the best of them. You're casting spell after spell after spell. Your storm count is going so high. And yeah, a card like Strike It Rich can either help add to that storm count. Again, a source for a single red mana, create a treasure token. By the way, you can flash it back as well, which is crazy good. So it can start adding to your storm count, or this can be your big end top, kind of like, oh yeah, I'm at 8 on the storm count. Okay, cool. Spend 1 mana, play all this. Okay, cool. That's 9. All right, I gotta make so many treasures off of this. Oh, that helps me go even further. Oh, by the way, I'll flash it back to do it again. Building my storm count through and through and through. Yeah, rituals are insane with this commander. These kinds of cards that make treasures are insane. You're building up so many things, and then you cast a game-ending spell. I mean, it could just literally be like 1 extra turn spell that then turns into like 10 extra turn spells. Such a good card, such a solid commander, and one that really goes crazy in absolutely no time. And for your opponents to even try to stop you, well, they got to pay a good amount of life to do so. And then you're like, counter spell. No, thank you. Bye-bye. Zimone, Infinite Analyst, is at number 7 right now, and for a good reason. A really solid commander, a 0/4 human wizard for 3 mana in Simic. The first spell you cast with X in its mana cost. Each turn costs 1 less cast for each counter on Zimone. By the way, whenever you cast your first spell with X in its mana cost, each turn you get 2 counters on Zimone. Yeah, so basically, this is a commander that builds into itself. the more X spells you're casting, again, with each turn essentially, you are gaining more counters, which then reduces the cost of those spells. Yeah, you are going to be getting a lot of big, powerful spells. And of course, yeah, again, it says each turn, which counts your opponent's turns as well, so do keep that in mind. Yeah, a card like Silk Guard is so good with this. And instant, again, can be on opponent's turn for X and a green, put a counter on each of up to X star creatures you control. And all of a sudden, Aura's equipment, modify creatures you control, gain Hexproof until end of turn. This can protect your entire team, essentially, while also, again, growing your commander at the exact same time. This is a card that can really play into a counter strategy with this commander in general, an X counter strategy, basically, and essentially a way to say, you know what, my team's fine, okay? They're all modified, they're going to be fine, all right? We use some proliferate effects as well. We're going to be doing good. This is a commander that can really take advantage of, again, all those giant X spells, again, instant speed, sorcery speed, all you're going to do. You can do a lot of exciting things with this one in a really cool color combination for, again, big mana effects, color reducing effects, and then also, well, hey, yeah, giant spells that you can really get out of control with. Quintorius, History Chaser, is at number 8 right now. 5 starting loyalty Quintorius for 4 mana in Boros. Whenever one of our cards leave your graveyard, you make a 3/2 red and white Spirit Creatures token. By the way, +1. You discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards, melee card. -4. Spirit Control gain double strike and vigilance slot of turn. Yeah, being able to go double strike vigilant out of nowhere and go, yeah, you know what, actually, this is probably time to end the game right here. Your spirits can really take over. Your spirits can hit incredibly hard. Again, that's just turning your 3s into 6s and hitting so hard. Also keeping them back for defense as well when you need to. But of course, cards like Containment Construct are so good with this. A 2/1 construct for 2 mana. Whenever you discard a card, you may exile a card from your graveyard. If you do, you can play that card this turn. Essentially going, hey, you know what we're going to be doing? We are going to be turning those cards that we're discarding into, well, temporary card advantage, kind of like an impulse draw off of a discard on that exact same card number 1, so you can still use it. But also, of course, that card is leaving your graveyard, meaning that you are getting a 3/2 spirit. So this can really help you build your army very quickly. I mean, wheel effects are insane with this. It's like, okay, yeah, discard my entire hand. Cool. All right, yeah. And then draw 7 kind of off of this, like impulse style. Oh, but also make all those spirits too. It is such a solid effect. There are so many ways to play into this commander that can really build you an army in absolutely no time. And then you can just, again, alpha strike with that -4. Such a very solid, very fun commander. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. Lorehold, the Historian, is at number 9 right now. One of my favorites recently. A 5/5 Elder Dragon with flying and haste for 5 mana in Boros. Each instant or spell in your hand has Miracle 2. Oh my goodness. So again, yeah, you can cast it for just 2 mana. If it's the first card you drew in the turn at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you can discard a card if you do draw a card. I highly recommend doing that because, well, you can just lean into things that go, oh yeah, Miracle that, Miracle that, Miracle that, Miracle that. Such a fun commander, such a unique commander. Again, Miracle is something we rarely see, and saying all your things can be miracled now is crazy good. All those instant sorceries, all of them off the top of the library for just 2 mana. Yeah, you can save big on that. And a card like Penance is such a weird old card, and I love it. Is such a good thing with this commander. Enchantment for 3 mana in white. Use a card from your hand and put that card on top of your library for all damage from a black or red source. Yeah, you don't really care too much. I mean, it actually really can come in handy, obviously, preventing the damage from a black or red source and going, hey, you know what? Yeah, I don't want that to actually hurt me, so let's make it so that that doesn't hurt me. But at the very least, again, you have a target for this, and this is needed because you can just target your commander if you actually need to do so. Because, you know, you really need to be able to use things from your hand to get them on top of your library. And when you get them on top of your library, you just are going, okay, yeah, this giant spell, maybe like a 10 mana, you know, instant or sorcery or whatever it is. You're like, oh, yeah, on top of my library. Okay, now all of a sudden, oh, look, hey, on your upkeep, I discard a card, I draw that card. Oh, it's miracled now. Awesome, perfect. All of a sudden, I can cast it for just 2 mana, and I'm getting Stormherd out. Lorehold the Historian is such a fun commander that can utilize, again, janky, weird cards like Penance and do some crazy good things. Utilize the biggest spells in the game. Such a fun commander. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. Ashling, the Limitless, is limitless in its power potential and its potential to, well, have fun. A 2/3 elemental sorcerer for 3 mana in red, but it is a Wooburg commander, the best color combination. Elemental spells you cast from your hand have Evoke 4. Whenever you sacrifice a non-token elemental, create a token's copy of it. The token gains haste till turn at the beginning of your next end step. Sacrifice unless you pay, well, Wooburg. This is one that essentially says, hey, elementals here, elementals there, elementals everywhere, evoke everything that you could ever want to, and also, hey, when you're sacrificing them, you're getting token copies, and well, you can keep them around if you want to pay, or there's some other ways you can keep them around too. That being said, just getting extra copies of things, I mean, Risen Reef is going to be insane in this kind of a commander deck. It's such a fun card. Below the ground, 1/1 elemental for 3 mana in Simic. Whenever this creature, another elemental you control, enters, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put on the battlefield tapped. If you don't want the battlefield, put in your hand. This is one that essentially says, hey, you know what we're going to be doing? Getting all of the cards off the top of our library, all those lands into play, all those cards drawn. Such a good card, and it says elementals here, elementals there, elementals everywhere. And obviously, this kind of a commander, you can get token copies of things too, so do keep that in mind. There's ways to populate that and ways to get more and more versions of this, which build upon each other, which is absolutely insane. And that's just one elemental with triggers that you're taking into account with Ashling. Such a fun commander, such a solid commander, such a well-supported tribe these days. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. Comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.